Multiple new championships are coming to All Elite Wrestling, and we have an update on a major free agent. But first, a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion has seemingly been fired from New Japan Pro Wrestling. In a series of tweets over the last 2 days, Kota Ibushi has spoken out strongly against New Japan management, with claims of power harassment, with him promising to expose abnormalities within the organization. On May 10th, Ibushi would post several screenshots of conversations between himself and Kikuchi, who is part of the promotion's talent relation team. The screenshots would allegedly show that Kikuchi threatened to cancel Kota's contract after making an unauthorized appearance on the Just Tap Out show in early March. Ibushi would then go on to say that he could expose more threatening messages and added that the truth cannot be concealed. He would then reveal that he has been fired from New Japan Pro Wrestling in a later tweet, and Twitter translates the post as saying, "Sorry, I wasn't careful enough, but I'm fired, so please say selfish at the end. The bet is too big. I am sorry to write it. Sorry for the unpleasant feelings." Of course, the grammar is slightly off with it being translated from Japanese to English. There has been no official announcement regarding the decision at this point. However, it seems that Kota Ibushi is now a free agent, with more details on his frustration with the company expected within the coming weeks. But what do you make of the Kota Ibushi situation? Let me know in the comments down below. Next, let's look at some Impact Wrestling news, as 2 big title matches have been announced. Impact will host the 20th ever Slammiversary pay-per-view next month, where the X Division and World titles will be on the line. Ace Austin will defend his X Division belt in a 6-way Ultimate X match, with qualification matches set to determine who his opponents will be. So far, 2 matches have been announced, with Kenny King taking on Chris Bay, whilst Mike Bailey is scheduled to wrestle Laredo Kid, with the 2 winners advancing through to the title match. The show will then be main evented by a match for the Impact World Championship, with Josh Alexander taking on a yet-to-be-determined challenger. The number 1 contender will be decided tonight on Impact in the Gauntlet for the Gold. Slammiversary will go down on June 19th and is of course available on our Fight affiliate link in the description below, and it will air live from the Asylum in Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the promotion when it was known as TNA Wrestling in the early 2000s. Next up, Cody Rhodes was referenced on last night's AEW Dynamite. In his hometown of Long Island, New York, MJF would hold a contract signing with his former lackey Wardlow, with the 2 set to go one-on-one at Double or Nothing later this month. If Wardlow manages to defeat his boss, he will be freed from his contract with him, leaving Mr. Mayhem open to signing an AEW contract instead. With that said, MJF has added a number of stipulations in his favour for the match to take place, all of which were confirmed during last night's segment. Before they got to that, however, MJF would once again tease a future move to WWE in the year 2024 after speaking about his former friend Cody Rhodes, whom he was a protege of in his early AEW career. And MJF would say, "Now let's talk conditions. Karma is coming your way when it comes to these conditions for everything you did back in the day to my best friend, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes." Guys, you don't want me to talk about 2024? That's funny, neither does the guy Tony Khan in the back. Don't worry about it. Max would then tell Wardlow what he needs to do in order to get the match at the pay-per-view, including some callbacks to his feud with Cody. First off, MJF will deliver 10 lashes to Wardlow, much like he did to Rhodes. Wardlow must then get through Shawn Spears in a steel cage match with MJF himself as the special referee. Again, this is a familiar stipulation and a callback to when Cody had to defeat Wardlow in a cage match in order to get his match with MJF. If Wardlow pulls it off, he will finally get MJF at Double or Nothing on May 29th, giving him the opportunity to break free from the shackles that his boss has placed on him in recent weeks. Next up, let's go to the latest from the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Last night's episode of AEW Dynamite would see 3 first-round matches, 1 on the women's side of things and 2 on the men's side. The show would open with Adam Cole taking on Dax Harwood of FTR to find out who will be the first competitor to go through to the second round of the tournament. In the end, Cole would walk away as the victor after paying tribute to the Hart family, forcing his opponent to tap out to a sharpshooter. Later in the night, we would see the first women's first round matchup where Toni Storm battled Jamie Hayter, which would have set up a match between Hayter and her boss Dr. Britt Baker DMD, were they both to advance through to the second round. However, Toni had other ideas, hitting Hayter with a Storm Zero for the pinfall victory. The main event of the show would then see a Daredevil dream match with Jeff Hardy going all out in a fight with somebody many call the next Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin. The encounter would see a number of crazy spots before Jeff managed to catch Allin off guard, reversing a pinfall attempt into a crucifix for the 1-2-3. Hardy now advances through to the second round where he will meet Adam Cole next Wednesday on Dynamite. More first round matches will take place in the coming days as Ruby Soho takes on Riho for a spot in the next round this Friday on Rampage, and on top of this, Rey Fenix meets Kyle O'Reilly. Samoa Joe will wrestle a yet to be announced Joker entrant, whilst Britt Baker fights a Joker of her own, meaning there will be 4 Owen Hart tournament matches on next week's episode of Dynamite. Next up, CM Punk was forced to tap out after AEW Dynamite last night. After the taping was complete, fans would get to see a special moment as Punk was confronted by internet favourites Danhausen and Hook. Punk would back away from Danhausen before walking backwards into Hook. Punk would then appear afraid of the youngster, dropping to his knees whilst asking for a handshake. Hook would then oblige, although he refused to let go when Punk tried to walk away. Hook would then pull him in for a T-bone suplex before forcing Punk to tap out to a red rum to send the crowd home happy. Throughout the night, Punk would play the role of a heel, with the show taking place in the hometown of his bitter rival MJF. He would wrestle another hometown wrestler, John Silver, in a TV match earlier in the night, coming out on top before he was confronted by AEW World Champion Hangman Page, his opponent at Double or Nothing later this month. As for Hook and Danhausen, the two men will team with each other on a pre-show for the pay-per-view, taking on Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. This follows a match that saw Nese beat Danhausen in quick fashion on Dynamite before continuing the beatdown after the bell. Hook would then come to the rescue as the two embraced for a handshake, making the Hook-Hausen team official. But what did you make of last night's episode of AEW Dynamite? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, multiple new championships are coming to All Elite Wrestling. AEW President Tony Khan would speak with TSN this week, where he was asked about a recent report from Dave Meltzer that revealed that AEW Trios titles have already been made and that are waiting to be brought to television. Khan would confirm the report and added that the Trios belt aren't the only new titles coming to the promotion, and he would say, "I saw Dave reported it and nobody asked me on the record yet, but it is truthful that I have made the belt. I made them a long time ago, to be honest with you. They've never been seen and I did have them made. I do have more championship belts in my possession that have never been unveiled than anybody might suspect. The TBS championship was in my office for months at the shows before anybody knew it was going to be unveiled, for example, recently. The Ring of Honor purchase and now the great stable of championships and IP, and not only the legacy of past events, but the great slate of, I think, potential future events we can do with Ring of Honor and all that was kind of a surprise to everybody that we kept under wraps. That came together more quickly, whereas the Trios Championships are something I've thought about for a long time, but there are more championship belts than people might think that I've had up my sleeve, and the Trios Championship are arguably the foremost. It's currently unknown which other belts are coming to AEW, although a women's tag title is another possibility. But what new belts do you want to see coming to All Elite Wrestling, or do you think they have enough titles already? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And finally, we have an update on a major free agent. On February 24th, Cesaro would leave WWE after his contract expired, bringing an end to his 11-year run with the promotion. Since then, many have speculated about what his future may hold, with him still yet to make a return to wrestling. Well, we have an update from Fightful Select that discusses his situation, revealing that a number of promotions have reached out to the Swiss Superman. According to the report, several promoters have tried to book Cesaro for matches and signings, none of which have been accepted at this point. Cesaro is said to be asking for more money than the promoters are willing to pay, with him said to be content with staying at home until the right offer comes along. With him being on the road for so long, it seems that he is in no rush to get back into the business. That's until the time is right. One promoter is said to be hoping to bring Cesaro in for a signing in July and is confident of landing the deal, although this has not been announced at this point. He is said to be represented hired by an agent who manages several wrestlers and is said to have known his value in recent months and was very savvy with his renegotiations with WWE. The right price wasn't offered, which led to his exit. After a lot of time on the road with WWE, it's no surprise that some released wrestlers are happy to play hardball and wait for the right moment whilst resting up, with them likely being financially secure for the foreseeable future. But where do you see Cesaro ending up once he returns to wrestling? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out the 12 most obscure WWE appearances from AEW wrestlers.